If you're a soon-to-be final expense agent or a brand new final expense agent and finding it frustrating, possibly even overwhelmed with learning your final expense carriers, then you'll definitely want to listen to this video. My name is David Duford, owner of Duford Insurance Group, where I train and recruit agents nationally to sell final expense, Medicare, and annuities, both face-to-face and over the phone. And if you're the type of agent that's afraid you're going to lose out on closing business, final expense business, due to a lack of carrier understanding, then I want to invite you to check out this video because I am now announcing the final expense carrier underwriting workshop. And it's specifically designed for those people, those agents, who are just worried about overcoming the carrier understanding hurdle. They see all these different carriers, all these different underwriting requirements, and find that learning everything seems to be a Herculean task and wants to overcome, wants to take the complex and simplify, but doesn't know how. And if that's something that sounds like you, then this is going to be the perfect event. If you're worried you're going to say, for example, goof up on an application and possibly lose the deal because maybe you don't understand how to complete applications for specific carriers, or you just don't really quite understand the complexity of all of the carriers that are out there, and you want to make this process as easy as possible, then what I'm going to show you in this boot camp is going to take the most difficult concepts of absorbing these major final expense carriers that most of us are exposed to and taking them down to their simplest forms so that you can easily understand the carriers, how to complete applications, why you would pick one carrier over another, so that at the end of the workshop, you feel completely confident that you better know how to place quality coverage on your clients so as to give them the best deal and also to prevent them from being replaced. Now, before we jump into the training material today about what we're going to learn in this workshop, I want to tell you a little bit of a story of my experience as a broker who represented a bunch of different carriers full-time for many years in the final expense arena. Here's the thing, guys. You have to be completely understanding and aware of what your options are as a final expense agent when you're visiting your clients. When I was full-time up till about 2017 in the final expense business, it was a competitive environment, a more and more growing competitive environment for final expense agents. And now fast forward to today, it's even more competitive than it ever was. And where we find the competition is not so much in trying to win the deal, it's actually in trying to keep the deal or uncover opportunities for replacement sales that may be kind of hard to find because you don't quite understand the underwriting of your carriers or you don't understand the underwriting of the other options out there. And if you don't take the steps that I will teach in this workshop that we're going to talk about here in a second, you will find yourself missing out on sales opportunities that you could easily get, which could enhance your income by 4 or 5 income figures a year. You're going to miss out on opportunities to place the best quality coverage to prevent your other competition from coming in and replacing you. Again, I have talked to a multitude of final expense agents for many years now, and most of top agents will agree that a big percentage of their actual sales comes from the replacing of existing coverage. So one of the skills we're going to develop is, well, how do you find those opportunities, but how do you also prevent from being a statistic to those top producers that go out there and replace coverage that's inferior, that isn't the best fit? And so many agents right now, and this is a big driver of why I'm doing this, so many agents write the inferior option coverage on their clients, and all it takes is a mediocre salesperson, not even a great final expense agent, to come behind who has some knowledge of the carriers out there and simply explains to Mrs. Jones, hey, look, I can save you $10, $15, $20 a month on this policy and get you more coverage too. And 9 out of 10 times, Mrs. Jones on a fixed income is going to do it. It's not personal to you as the agent. It's just business. And again, how can I say this? Because I did this every single week as a full-time agent. I teach my agents to do this every single week as full-time agents. And we do so on an ethical basis, not pushing anything wrong for the client, but simply unearthing poor placement from other agents and find ways to enhance their coverage. And this is really the whole purpose of this final expense carrier underwriting workshop, is to teach you to do the same. And a lot of that capability certainly comes from the sales process, but it also comes from your understanding of identifying sales opportunities due to underwriting. And also, as you make sales, making sure you sell the best client, the best type of policy, so that your competition doesn't come back and possibly replace you because, he watched my training and learned how, right? Okay, so let's jump right in and learn more about exactly what this final expense underwriting course is all about. So first of all, the final expense underwriting mastery course is an 8-hour video-based workshop. It's actually recorded. We recorded this several months ago, and we covered a ton of different carriers, as we'll get into. The whole idea behind this video-based course workshop that you have instant on-demand access to is it's designed to improve your final expense carrier underwriting skills so that you can ultimately close more business and, just as important, keep more business. For example, we're going to do in-depth, detailed carrier underwriting for over 20 final expense carriers. And let me switch over to another screen to show you exactly which carriers we're going to be covering in detail. So here's a quick list of the companies that we will be covering in detail. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so you can see. Feel free to go back and reverse this video to get a little bit more information on the carriers that we'll be covering. As you can see, we're going to cover a lot of the companies you probably have heard of, as well as many that you probably haven't. So lots of good information will be covered on these carriers. We're also going to learn my step-by-step process in determining the best underwriting for the most complex cases. And one of the benefits of enrolling in the Final Expense Underwriting Mastery course is you get free access to my Final Expense Carrier cheat sheet. Let me show you on the screen exactly what this looks like. The Final Expense cheat sheet here is a personalized and custom designed cheat sheet that will help identify by carrier which health conditions are acceptable. So we can look through the list on column A for our face-to-face agents and discover which carriers are best for column B, and likewise for our telesales agents as well. And there's tons of conditions covered. This greatly reduces the complexity of the underwriting and makes your life as a final expense agent much easier. And again, this is totally free and included as a person purchasing the Final Expense Underwriting Mastery course. We're also going to give you access to walkthroughs on completing applications, specifically the electronic application and verbal authorization applications for each of those carriers. We're also going to talk about strategies in taking applications to convert more business. There are circumstances where taking an application a certain way may reduce your ability to close the business. So we're going to talk about techniques to increase the overall acceptance rate and the conversion of your leads into sales, teaching you how specifically to handle completing the application correctly. Make sure you understand that this is both for telesales and face-to-face, no matter what you focus on, as far as handling applications, disclosure forms, weird state-specific stuff to be aware of. This covers both of whether or not you're a telesales focused or face-to-face focused agent. And then, of course, I'm going to teach you how I underwrite final expense cases, specifically going over the scripting, how to ask the health questions in a way to get the most information, so that by the end, when you actually apply and get the client hopefully approved, everything they told you is accurately represented and you don't get those last-minute mess-ups that could totally botch the sale because you didn't catch some underwriting issue that you didn't ask about appropriately. Of course, we always like to throw in bonuses with any sort of program that I offer to sweeten the pot to make this idea of jumping in on the Final Expense Underwriting Mastery course that much more appealing. So let's go through this very quickly. First of all, when you join and get access to the Final Expense Underwriting Mastery course, you get 2 free months of my Insurance Agent Inner Circle program for free. This is an ongoing live training type of program specifically designed for final expense agents, either face-to-face or telesales. This is a great way to participate in ongoing live training, and many people love this program, and it's yours free for 2 months. Number 2 on the list here, you also get access to all 3 of my books in ebook format. You'll get to be able to download them immediately. This includes my official guide to selling final expense insurance, the official guide to selling insurance for new agents, and interviews with top producing agents as well. You'll also get a free one-on-one consulting session with me, which is a $199 value, my free final expense underwriting worksheet that I briefly showed you a second ago, and then a free comprehensive final expense carrier total analysis worksheet that's going to give you links to applications, important links, agent guides, product info, carrier underwriting cheat sheets, prescription cheat sheets, and more. Again, this is a priceless value that will help you close more business you otherwise wouldn't be able to. If your goal is to sell more final expense policies and virtually eliminate your competition, replacing what policies you do right, then this training, this final expense carrier underwriting mastery program, is absolutely for you. My promise to you is this: a clearer, more better understanding of each of your final expense carriers. Also, I promise you're going to be more confident in selecting the best choice carrier for your clients. That means that's going to translate into more business written, better quality business written. I'm also promising you that you'll feel more confidence in completing applications correctly the first time to eliminate errors and mistakes. I also promise that you're going to close and keep more of your business. And lastly, I promise you're going to reduce all the frustrating replacements that so many agents go through because they just simply don't know which carriers are best to use in order to prevent replacements from ever happening to their business. And I want to show you a few things on the screen here as far as how people rated this final expense underwriting mastery workshop. Again, we recorded this live a few months back, and 89.8% gave this course a perfect score, 5 out of 5. That is unheard of. Literally 9 out of 10 of my attendees said this was an absolutely outstanding, perfect event. And as far as testimonials from other final expense underwriting course participants and purchasers, let me go ahead and throw those up on the screen for you. From the order page, this workshop was thorough and very informing. I now feel extremely confident about my underwriting skills. Very helpful between the information provided and the questions answered. These kind of training sessions are much appreciated. Thoughtful insights and precise detail on subjects presented. Great job. Very satisfied. It was really nice that you have a system for agents and you being a great mentor for your agents. David, your YouTube videos are a must. Very helpful. Always learning more every day and building more confidence in myself. Thank you for being you, and thanks for your family also. The entire workshop was great. It was amazing how you took your time and explained about 21 carrier applications. Your expertise as well as your vast knowledge of all the carriers was great. Will help me in my final expense pursuits. Thanks. And there's a bunch more testimonials there if you'd like to take a look. Obviously, you can see that many of my participants, 9 out of 10, thought this was an excellent overall training on exactly what they needed to, which is more understanding and comprehension of how final expense carriers work. And I think you're going to love it too. So much so that I want to tell you about my ironclad money back guarantee when it comes to purchasing the final expense underwriting mastery course. And it is this: if you are not totally thrilled with what you've learned in the final expense underwriting mastery course, just let me know in a reply message. You probably already get my emails, just simply reply back to it. And let me know within your first 30 days of purchasing, and I'll completely refund your investment if, you're just not totally thrilled. If this is not what you thought it was, if this does not help you like you would think it would, and you discover this after the fact, the last thing I want you to do is feel like you can't get your money back, okay? And as my consolation gift, keep all the bonuses, as I mentioned, is just my way of saying thanks for giving it a shot. And again, bottom line here on pricing, if you're an agent of mine, just make sure, don't buy. You should get all this for free anyway by joining my agencies, okay? And normally this goes for $299 at my final expense info product store, but we're running an early bird special until 11:59 p.m. Eastern this Friday, March 5th, 2021, and going to cut the price in half. So all we're going to ask you for is to pay a one-time payment of $149 to have immediate lifelong access to the final expense underwriting mastery course. Now maybe you have some questions if this is for you, if this investment is going to yield fruit. The nice thing about this course, the way we've priced it, is all you have to do is just sell one more policy. If you just sell one more policy from something that you learned on this course, you're going to already pay off the investment and then have some profit left over, assuming your average commission is $500. Basically, what I'm trying to do here, guys, is price this program competitively enough so that a lot of you can take advantage of it and immediately get value out of it. I could charge much more than what I'm charging for sure. I've had many people tell me I'm undercharging, believe it or not. But my belief at this is I want to make this accessible for all agents, new, experience, just getting started, maybe limited funds. So that way it doesn't take a lot of activity on your behalf to immediately get value from applying your training in the field. And at $149 at the early bird special for the next couple of days, I think it's going to be a great deal. And I think you can immediately get your money back and then some in the form of what you've learned by putting this to work. So I think there is a very low risk here. Plus, again, you get the 30-day money-back guarantee. to ensure that you're going to get value out of this. So bottom line, it's a drop in the bucket. Hopefully you can see for all the applicable training you're going to get. Remember that this is an 5 out of 5 ranking for 90% of my participants. There's not a lot to risk here. And again, the free bonuses to go over with you again, 2 months of the Insurance Agent Inner Circle absolutely for free. All 3 of my ebooks, my books in ebook format for free. A free one-on-one consulting session with me to ask me questions, get clarification. A free final expense underwriting worksheet and my comprehensive total analysis worksheet / cheat sheet to help you underwrite your final expense clients. Backed by my 30-day ironclad money-back guarantee. All of this for the low price of $149, which expires, guys, it expires this Friday, March 5th, 2021. So here's what you need to do to order. It's very simple. Click the link below this video. It should be very obvious. There should be a button. I believe it's green. If you click that, you're going to be taken to a PayPal checkout page. Go ahead and complete the transaction. And here's the thing, guys. It takes me 24 hours and business hours to get you the package emailed to you over. We do everything by hand over here at DeFord Insurance Group. So I have to individually email out the order purchases. I usually do it once a day. If you do not get instant access, please understand it just takes a little time to get it to you. I promise you will. If it's over 24 business hours and you don't get it, please email me. I'll get it to you ASAP. But just understand there's just a little slight delay in getting it to you, but we promise we're going to get it to you, okay? Thank you so much for watching. I know you're going to get a ton of value out of this. Go ahead and place the order right now. Lock in your low price on the early bird special, and you're going to love the training you're going to get that's going to help you close more business and be a more happy and successful agent. David DeFord logging off. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.